Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my journal, trading journal. Um, if you haven't already seen the other videos, the reason I'm doing this recording is to actually better myself. The whole logic is that I'm trying to prove that trading is worth it. So the question I have for the trading as such is, can trading change my life? Now, I can attest to you that I have been struggling finding the time for the last 2.5 weeks now to share my life in between working as a business. I have a renovation company, and all of a sudden we got a bit too busy. So I'm spending a lot of time on sites, running to see a lot of clients. Then I get home. We also have a photo studio, and I'm also a moderator. So it's taking a lot of my nights now. I usually trade. Um, I mean, I can't say I trade because I haven't been trading for a while, but I focus on getting market analysis done Sunday or Monday, that's New Zealand time. Then we're looking for entries on Tuesday night. I mean, we're not looking for them, but the market will align as such that will give us an opportunity on Tuesday night, Wednesday, possibly Thursday. And then we would be closing our trade on Thursday, Friday, but certainly not looking to hold over the weekend. I have developed a bit of a strategy, but I'm really struggling with finding an edge for it. It's been pretty tough. I started with $500 account. I blew the whole lot. I shouldn't say blew the whole lot. I had stopped at 100. And as it happens, just after I closed out, the market has reversed. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all about learning and understanding the market. Anyway, I have done a few reviews. I think this is number 13 already. I shouldn't call them reviews. I should call them updates, market updates. I'm currently still at a weekly zero goal since I've started this. It's not looking promising. That's the bottom line. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel that I'm getting anywhere. I have put an office together in the studio, in the photo studio, and I'm really hoping that I can get my setup from here there. So kind of in between moderating, I can do trading. But look, I realize the less I look at the market, the harder it gets. The more I look at the market, the better it gets. I know we're now looking at NZD/USD and it's boring because my screen is so small, but it's important for me to record all of these little words, because when you decide to start this journal, you're going to realize that it's not all, what's the word Kiwis use? Bells and whistles or whatever. It's not all easy, is what I'm trying to say. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of commitment, and you really have to give it your very best. My goal was to get to $100,000 by Christmas. It's already 13th of July, and I'm still at $450 in my account. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't feel that it's gonna happen anymore. Even though I've fine-tuned the shit out of everything I know, I feel that the market is doing opposite. So I'm obviously missing something. I need to go and watch more videos and just get, I don't know, just familiarize myself a little bit better with understanding the market. I think it does come down to confluences, but luck as well, because I think there's a substantial number of traders, retail traders, that can influence the market, but the reality is the big players is probably what makes the most of the money that's being lost by the small retail traders. And even though at some point there'll be one or two small retailers that will be very successful, the big companies will make so much money off the little guy. And I think it's just what it is. It's a way to hide money. Honestly, that's how I see it. But look, enough whinging. Let's go get it. So let's prove if trading can change my life, and hopefully we find some opportunities this week. Because the last week's opportunities have they haven't really concluded. They haven't got to the point that we had a bit of a confirmation for the entry. So we're gonna have a look now and see what changed. And I don't think I'm gonna spend any time going outside my usual box, and that's the run-in pairs, which are actually here. So these are my run-in pairs. Green is the best, yellow the least best, and then the red kind of the last on the list. But there is another 4 purple which are extra volatile. It is good to keep an eye on them. Because it may give you opportunities, but I'm gonna try and stick to this because it's just too many other pairs to look at. I have this red box here. Look at all of these other pairs that I've got. Now, when I can't really find the trade in the run-in sit, I'm gonna go to the red box, the red list, which is lots of other trades, and have a look at where we are and what's what. But yeah, for now, I have the watch list from last week. So what plans I have for today is to just quickly do an analysis on these and see where the opportunities lie for this week. And then we're just going to the possible entries from last week. We're actually going to start with these because these were the most promising, and we can at least see how these moved and understand if we missed something or if it's still getting to the point where it's cooking a good trade, is what I call them. I hope you can hear me well anyway. Cool bananas. First on our list, as usual, it is NZD/USD, and we can see that last week I was looking for a confirmation and rejection of the area of interest, but we are clearly on a bearish trend since when is this? Since May this year. So it's come down. It kept on going, and we have a bit of a reversal, but this reversal, it does not mean it has reversed. It can still be a pullback. I mean, looking at the trend, we can see here on our trend indicator, everything monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hourly is bearish. So that is really, really important, because instead of actually chasing a trend change, it's clear to me that we're not going to do that. We will probably just look at a reaction either from this daily area of interest or the next one up. So there's 2 things that can happen here. One is this red arrow that I've just highlighted here last week, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller. One is either going to come up, retest this area of interest, reject the EMA, and then come up to probably this area of interest. But it'll be 2 important things that can happen at this point, which is we're trading, which is why I'm saying it's a bit of a gamble. But it's a gamble if you put the trade hoping that it's going to go bullish, or put the trade hoping that's going to go bearish, as in long position or short position. But the reality is, if you wait for the market to show you what it's going to do, you are much better off. So what I mean by that is, my understanding is that if we're waiting for the market to break above this area of interest and then have a retracement into this area of interest, then this would be our entry point for a long position, where we'll just wait and put a trade and possibly have it go all the way to this previous high, because that's the only important reaction that we had in the past. But of course, because everything is bearish, this weekly high and daily high, which they both happen to be there, if this cannot be broken, if the market has a really, really good resistance at this point here and does not want to go above, so let's say it goes up to here, but then it comes all the way down, the wick comes all the way down back here, and it closes below, then what can and could happen is could have a push to the downside. So it would just have a rejection, possibly coming back up to retest, and then come back down, and then have a better reaction there, and then carry on with another rejection there, possibly that way, or possibly coming down, hold on, possibly just coming down through and having a rejection of this, and then have a further continuation bearish, because we know both monthly is bearish, weekly is bearish. Hold on a second. Monthly, this is monthly, And if I kind of pan out a little bit, we can see how monthly has been trending bearish for quite some time. So it is very likely that this is just a retracement, very likely. So I wouldn't yet be looking for a sell or a buy, but just really wait for the market to show us. Excuse me. A thing is for certain, monthly is blue of color, and this is closing in 18 days. So it ain't gonna change anytime soon. Weekly is blue as well. Daily is blue as well. I'm talking about the candle color, which means it's currently going up. 4 hourly is red. So 4 hourly is having a bit of a retracement. So I'm almost positive that we're going to be going up. So let me just go back to daily and see which one we pick for now. I will delete this. I find it hard to put comments down and then go back to the trades and look at them. So yes, having comments down I think is going to help me. So I'm not going to ditch it completely. But I think the bottom line is I'm going to kind of have my prediction. I can call it prediction because that's all it is, of what's going to happen. And I'm going to mark it on a 4 hourly. And after that, I'm going to put notes of what I'm expecting to happen. But yeah, it kind of, my comment already stands, waiting for confirmation at the area of interest. So we are again at the area of interest and we're waiting for confirmation. Now, last week we were here. So this was Friday, Monday, because we daily, yeah. So this was Friday and then Monday, that was the push at the area of interest. So it kind of went back down and it came up to retest, but it obviously did not hold. It went right up above it. So I'm expecting this to at least come back down to this area of interest and then have possibly its move to the upside, or it can fully carry on. Now, if this does come down to retest this area of interest, then I feel more confident that it's probably possible that it's gonna change the trend, but you know, it's just assumptions. So unless we're closing above this area, this daily low high and weekly low high, we are not bullish, so we are bearish. Now the thing would be for us looking at this trade, and because everything is bearish right now, we are on a bullish retracement. I would not be looking at this trade, and I would only be looking for a sell, which is a short position. Because of that, that means I would not be chasing this area going up. I would be waiting for this to have a rejection of the area of interest in order to drop to 4 hourly and find an entry signal for the push to the downside. But the thing I feel that is happening in my brain right now is when I look at it, I can feel one thing, but based on my knowledge, I see another. So it's a tough one, because if I was to look at for the trade for tomorrow, I would look at a long position. I'll wait for this to have a reaction of the area of interest, and depending on what that reaction is, I would look for a long position. I would wait and see this. That's exactly what I would do. And I would probably look at 1 to 1 or 1 to 0.5. What's this already? So this is 24. I could probably have this a little bit wider. Just go to 30. And reason being, if we are to continue bearish, at least I know the market is going to stay bearish, and then I can put another trade on a bearish move, put a short position rather than a long. Anyway, let me make myself comfortable a little bit. So basically, my brain is saying to me that we're going to see a push to the upside before we're going to see a push to the downside. But my knowledge is saying, nah, Ricky, everything is bullish. Sorry, everything is bearish. So you need to look for a short position. So yeah, what you do then? The best thing to do is apply your knowledge, as in look for sales, and yeah, just wait for it to show you that it's doing that. So for me to actually see that sell, I would be looking for something that's, oh, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong place. I'm looking for this to reject, come back down and have another rejection and then go to the downside. So what that would mean, not necessarily here, but at least at 4 hourly, it's gonna probably do this, but it could just close with full engulfing and then it screws my entry. But based on what the market structure is, honestly, I think I need to stick to that for now and see where it's gonna take us. Because if I try too many things, I will not be making it. But I'm gonna put a comment though. Hopefully you can still hear me. We're gonna say waiting confirmation at area, okay, area of interest rejection, yes. And then we say based on market structure, look for sales. Okay, I'm just gonna put that, but based on what I see, it looks like a bullish retracement that can go higher. That can go higher. So at least now at least now I have some comments. We can go back and see. But this is what I would be doing. I would wait for this to have a rejection of the area of interest. Oh, sorry. Oh, unbelievable. Again, a long day. It's like freaking almost 11 p.m. But anyhow, man, look, you have to do it. Just don't stop. Don't stop. This needs to work. For me, it needs to work for you. The minute you stop, there's little hope for a free life and a free financial stress life. So let's just focus and keep doing this thing. So just back to this quickly. We're waiting to get a reaction at this area of interest with a rejection of the EMA, and then we're dropping to 4 hourly and we're looking for exactly that. So right now 4 hourly is already rejecting this area of interest. It's come down and now it's having another retest, which is kind of, it's a good thing. The only thing that I do not like about this big push, I wouldn't say I don't like it, but the problem is because it's so short and it's kind of consolidating, but it's also just below the weekly high. Apologies, the weekly low high. It's so close to center, which means it can do anything. I would be very cautious. I would be very cautious because we could see a lot of consolidation. So I do not think this is that unless daily is having a rejection, clean rejection that I can see forming. I would not be seeking a sell. I would not be putting a trade. Ideally for me would be to actually see daily do the retest. Like daily like this, come down, come back up, and then have the push. That would be my signal to actually enter. And what else are the signals here of change? So this went up. You see it had the push to the downside. It basically it reached the resistance, had the rejection, came back up to retest, almost retest, formed a double head, and then had to push the downside. Now I know this is short, but that would have been a ginormous trade for me to get the 1-to-1, and it was in trend. But you can see it consolidated for fucking days here before it actually started this big push to the downside. But yeah, that's the whole logic. That's what I am thinking anyway. So fingers crossed. We're not gonna do anything just yet. We're waiting to see daily have a rejection before we're going back to 4 hourly to find our entry signal. Next, GBP NZD. Now GBP NZD last week we formed this double testing of this area of interest, which funnily enough it was so freaking awesome. I thought, man, this is gonna happen. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna put a trade. Oh my god. And next fucking minute, Next minute, didn't even give a shit. They just went up, lied to us, fucking bullshitted us, and then he had this big push to the downside, and it's now rejecting the EMA, which makes me think that it could just go back up. Now, weekly is very, very important. I don't know how to stop yawning. Fuck. If you know how to stop yawning, let me know because I need it. I'm gonna fall asleep soon. So right now, this is both monthly and weekly is bullish. Daily and 4 hourly is bearish. What my knowledge say, if daily and 4 hourly aligns, you safe to look for a sell. However, my physical experience, when daily and 4 hourly does align and weekly does not align, then it's really, really likely to see a reversal very, very quickly. So I would be very skeptical putting a trade that is lower than this because it will obviously. I feel so stupid. I can't stop yawning. Sorry. Oh man. So I wouldn't think this is gonna go below this based on where we at now. But just remember, what I know so far is that market tends to want to be around this EMA. The price tends to always stick around it. So if you're looking back, you can see we're always kind of wrapping up the EMA. So the EMA finds itself in the center of the market rather often. So when you kind of above the EMA, I kind of feel that it's imminent to kind of try and equalize, and it seems that that's what happened here. We had a double top rejection, and then we came down. I'm pretty sure this point here is a new point. We wouldn't have an area of interest, but if we're going back, it might be something. You can see here. So basically, what these points are, they psychological prices. So if you're looking at that right there, where that price actually reacted from, that was exactly well, not exactly. I mean the wick wasn't really at the price, but you can see the actual price was 2.35300. So it's like a psychological number, it's a round number, 2.35 potentially. I mean, fuck knows. There's a lot of belief in the psychological number, so I guess that's what's driving that. And then, of course, you have got these other peaks. I don't know how to stop. So sorry. I need to control myself because I'm embarrassing myself. And the one thing, guys, remember, I do not edit these videos because the purpose of these videos is to be raw, so you understand is what's happening when you do this shit. What's the point of me editing this out or doing it when I'm fresh in the morning? This is when I do it. This is when you're gonna do it. You're gonna be tired. You come from work, long day with the kids, the wife, whatever you guys have there going. You will be tired. You will be very tired, and this is the reality. I want you to see it because it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm telling you. And then on top of everything that's happening, you're trying to don't fall asleep and you're trying to actually look at this market structure, understand what is what. Is it working? Is it not working? Like I said. Anyway, I'm looking at this and I really have no fucking idea what's gonna happen. It looks like it's gonna carry on to the downside, that's for sure. So looking at weekly, always when we go to weekly, we look for direction, but weekly had this big push and then it stopped. It did not make it above this area of interest. So it's kind of ranging, So now we reached this top part. What is normal to happen in order for the reversal is either this goes straight down like it did here, or it has a retest. Now, because what I see here is I can see that the market had a push to the upside, then it had rejection at weekly with a full engulfing. So full engulfing and market structure change, that was a good confirmation for a reversal, right? So we then see from this bullish market, we see a bearish market all the way to this area, and we can see how this has been really well respected. And then we're coming back up, rejecting, going back down, and then up again. So it is really, really ranging to me. Um, Looking at this, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what's going to happen, but just don't forget this is weekly. So weekly can fucking take forever to move, but we are now on a retracement. So even if weekly is bullish, which it is, this is just a retracement, and that's how I have to look at it. So that retracement could potentially give us a trade. Now, if we're looking at what I've done last week, you see there was a trade there that we were anticipating, which was a rejection at this area of interest with a continuation. So I didn't take that trade, of course, but even if I did take that trade, it would have actually had some potential. See, 1 to 1.6. So it is it is good to see. It is good to see that would have worked. But what really matters is that it did something else, completely something else. So I, the more I look at it, the more I love it, and at the same time I hate it because you are above the above the EMA, above the area of interest, and yet you do a completely opposite move. So I'm probably missing something. Probably missing something. Anyway, look, it did what it did. But what really matters to me is that this trade, if I was to just take it, it would have been a good trade. So there's a couple of things that's now standing out to me. While you learn trading, do not make, I'm talking to myself. You can do whatever you want, but this is my journal for me, and I'm talking to myself now. So when you're trading and you are a beginner, do not do not have a take profit higher than your stop loss. Maximum stick to the same. Even if you're risking a low amount, like 2% of your account, 3%, 5% even, do not make that. If you can stay and watch and see what's happening. But if you can't stay and watch, do not just go above it, because what happens is you put the trade and then you go to sleep and then you wake up with this thing just gone all the way down. After you had this beautiful push, you could have made all this money. Bam, 1 to 1.8.9, and nothing happened. You see, so you had two opportunities to take the check, and you would have not taken it because you would have been confident that it's going to go up. But the bottom line is, it's better to have 100 trades that you're winning with 1 to 1 than it is to have 3 trades that you have 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. So that's another lesson. So that is important for the beginner. And just looking at this now, it's pushing to the downside. So I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. It's pushing because both daily and 4 hourly they align. So we're now looking at 4 hourly, and you can see daily here. Daily is already, we've broken below daily. So tomorrow, this is gonna close bearish again, but it's gonna be uh, another market a lot higher. What I mean is by that, like this will be a lot higher. The the leg. Oh, mind you, I apologize. Actually, it's not gonna be a lot bigger because we already have the breaking point here. So now we have a new lower low and a new lower high, which is going to happen to be in the middle of weekly, which is a pain in the ass. But even then, 4 hourly is also going to stay bearish. Yeah, that suck. Anyway, let's see. Now I see, because I'm tired, I was saying that daily is gonna have a shorter segment here, but that's not true. We're looking at 4 hourly. So we need to look at daily for that. Now daily, this is gonna be a longer leg, you see? A bigger push to the downside. So that was just a 4 hourly, guys. So daily is gonna stay there, the low high is gonna stay there, the low low is gonna move. Whenever this closes tomorrow, 10 hours, yeah. Yeah. So in 10 hours, that's gonna close, which is tomorrow morning. But we'll wait and see how this one closes because it looks like it's consolidating at 4 hourly. It had another push. This can go with this there. But for me, looking at this trade, I wouldn't do anything because weekly is bullish. Weekly is bullish and daily and 4 hourly is bearish. So, and it's proven again that it is gonna go to the downside. I guess we'll wait and see because what the market is telling me that it's gonna do is saying to me, Ricky, we're gonna come here and we're going to reject this and we're gonna go to the upside. But what we're gonna do in the process, what we should see in order to be safe, is let this reach this area and then have a rejection and come back to retest and then have a push to the upside, or just go do like opposite, have a push there and break below and retest and then go down. So we can't do nothing until we see what the market does. Can't even market. So that's what that is at. I'm gonna put a note here just so we have a note, but can't really say much. Wait for market confirmation at the EMA. Sorry, at the AOI. I'm definitely tired, that's for sure. All right, that's our only comment that we're gonna have. Cal JPY. Cal JPY is fucking doing its thing. Weekly is bearish, daily is bullish, 4 hourly is bearish. So based on that, we would be doing nothing unless daily changes. So daily is bullish currently. Yeah. So this, I can remove this from here because the only way you can trade this one is if this goes above weekly. So let's say it comes here, comes down to retest this, and then it goes up and it closes above here, and then weekly becomes bullish. Daily and weekly bullish, that's a good combination. We can then look for a bullish move, and going back here, we can see it's been there. But equally, we've been down here, but we haven't been down here in ages. And looking at these two, we have 2.2 hits, 1, 2. It may be a good area of interest. It may be a good area of interest. Maybe not. Sorry. Yeah, this is a pretty good area of interest. You see, we're having good reaction. When we come to it, we're testing, rejecting, not holding, going right through it, like cheese, right through it, and retesting him. Man, I wish I was trading before the war to see how it is. Anyway, so right now, based on our market structure, weekly is bearish. So it is even though daily is bullish, weekly has a lot of power, a lot of priority. So it is likely that we're gonna see a push to the downside, but have this come up here, reject the top of weekly low high, and then come down below this AOI, retest, and then have a push, whatever it's gonna go. So I think I'm gonna leave it like this because to me that's what I would be looking for because of weekly. Weekly is bearish, so we'll do nothing until market does move and show us. But looking at the candle color, everything is blue. Everything is blue. So when everything is blue, you are in trouble. When everything is blue means the market is going to the upside. Even monthly is blue. So if I was to just do this for fun, you can grab this, you can put a trade right now, right here on this candle. You can make this, I don't know, go to the EMA 47 and make this 1 to 0.5. I'll go 1 to 1, whatever. Nah, 1 to 0.6 there. Now, when we come back, I'm gonna put a note here. Chase the long position to 0.5. Okay, I just wanted to have this as a note, but the actual trade is going to be this one, going to the downside. So let's see. This is what I've learned. When the color of the candle is exactly the same, that's how it's going to go. And we are at the area of interest, but we are in the middle of weekly. So this is the gibberish kind of moment, session kind of thing. So I don't have faith in it. I like it when the price is at the weekly low low or low high, or daily low 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 high, and is at the area of interest as well. So it would be interesting to see what comes out of that. Okay, next is Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Let me just get rid of this shit because we don't need it. This is from last week. We're now looking at let's see, weekly. Weekly for context. So weekly is going bullish. So weekly is bullish, and we now finished. We're at the bottom. We are rejecting. Bangy, bangy, bangy. I can kind of see another area of interest here, which sucks. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's too big. Okay, cool. So it's possible that we're gonna see a push to the upside, but in the process, we're probably gonna see daily. But they already happened. So this came up, down, and up. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Watch this. So this one. Okay, 1, 2, and the price is there now. Yeah, it's not 3 touches for sure. Okay, that's good. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I can pull this down here. You have 1, 2, 3 points of reaction. Just out of curiosity, let's see how big this is. 28. Okay, that's valid. This is a daily. AOI. So what is possible to happen here, because we are already at this area of interest, we're supposed to break above, just like we're showing here. This is supposed to go up above. Maybe not so aggressive, but that's what it's supposed to do. And then we are looking for a long position, sorry. Stupid. Just make it smaller. 35, 30, okay. That's gonna be the trade, roughly. Okay, keep an eye out for potential bearish move. Bearish, nah. This is gonna stay bullish. Bullish move. Okay, cool. Ricky's eyes. Okay, cool. I like this. Alright, so that's 4 of them done. Now we're going to the list at the bottom here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So anything from here up is what needs to be looked at. So GBP CHF. The GBP CHF was on our list, not the most favorite, but you see this had been bullish, and it just kept on freaking going bullish. When it changed the market structure at this point here, we create a double top and just close with engulfing and push the shit out of it. It just kept on going up. Like right now, everything is bullish, so I have no reason to believe otherwise. So just going back to this here, this is phenomenal. This has been higher than this, and now it's reversing. We have this reaction point here, so even if we were to just risk a little bit, we'll probably still go to as high as this one, but we'll see. So this is blue. Weekly's EMA is below, but every candle color is blue, which is great. But we are above the EMA, which should actually also be blue. That's good. Okay, daily blue. Everything is blue. Blue Corvette. Okay, cool. Now 4 hourly is definitely consolidating, but it is closing, engulfing in 2 hours. So we can have a look in 2 hours what's happening. If that closing engulfing, we can put fucking sell, well, a buy, sorry. 1825, let's go 30. And then we have room for a bigger retracement. Okay, that's that. That would be our trade. That's our trade for fun. But hey, one thing is for certain, my trade last week, look how shit. We were expecting it to come down and retest, but it just kept on pushing to the upside. So very important lesson. Do not trade unless the market is showed you. So that's 4 hour week daily. Yeah, the daily is bullish. Everything is bullish, and we are at the top of the market, which kind of is a little bit scary because what you want to see is a bigger retracement like this red one here. If you think about it, at some point, this was also red all the way to the bottom, and that would have, I guess, make you think that is reversing and is going down, but this is clear that it isn't. Now, you don't know how far it's gonna go, but you're kind of so late in the piece, it's not worth it. But we're gonna keep an eye on it. Euro CAD, everything is bearish. So it does seem that we had the push to the upside, and now it's finally going back down. So we should just keep an eye on it because that's beautiful daily engulfing. Look at that. So I think this has a lot of power. What we're gonna wait for, we're gonna wait for this to come back up and test this area for us to take a trade to the downside. So this is gonna be our trade. Bang bang. And we just need daily to come up to retest. So let's just do this. Wait for daily to retest AOI. Yeah. So we'll just wait for daily to retest this area of interest. Then we might be putting a trade. So I'm actually going to shift this EuroCAD as well into possible entries. Possible entries. I like this. All right, cool. GBP CAD literally looks like a copy of that. So this is already doing what I said the EuroCAD is doing. No, oh, because I moved it. No, not true. So what's happening here? So GBP CHF. Okay, so GBP CHF and GBP CAD, they doing the same thing. But if you're looking at GBP CHF, is reached a high point, but it hasn't retraced. If you're going to GBP CAD, you can see it reached a high point and now it's retracing. It's come down, and this is really, really good. But the only problem is this kind of changed the market where it closed. Look how low that went. That was good. We can get rid of that. This never reached the bottom, but hey, it rejects the EMA and we are at the EMA again. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But for now, we need to wait and see this ideally reach lower. At least as high as this point here. So if you see, usually when a market is trending, every time it's retracing to a point that's already been to. Like this one, for example, here. This one, for example, here. It's the same height almost. This retraced back down to retest the same head one here. This came down to retest nothing. Maybe this point here, which is too far anyway. But this might actually come down to test this area of interest, which is important before it's pushing to the upside. The main thing is that both weekly and daily is bullish, so and so as monthly. And the only suck thing is that the color of the candles of those legs is red, which means we are retracing. So it's nothing for us to do here. I'm just gonna wait for that to come. Wait for retracement and put a long position. That's correct. GBP JPY. GBP JPY, we said we're gonna wait and have this come all the way down, but fucking didn't. It's at least going up. We said it's gonna go up, but it never came down to retest, so screw it. I don't know. I did what I wanted to do. I didn't care about my feelings. And the fact that I'm falling asleep trying to do my work. But anyway, this one, yeah, this one is looking like it's just pushing to the upside again. Market structure, everything. Maybe I was too comfortable there. That's why. Weekly is obviously bullish, daily bullish, monthly bullish. So it's possible that we're gonna see a bigger push to the upside. But I just need an area of interest, and it's freaking nothing. Nothing at weekly. Weekly is already so high, man. It's scary shit. But maybe daily has an area of interest. Let's see. Okay. This might be valid. This might be valid as, guys. Ooh. Ooh la la. If this is valid, then I have an idea. 47. Fuck. That's way too fat. It should be 30 maximum. I guess. 1, 2, 3 maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. This is probably the best. Slightly high. I mean, an area of interest that is valid is 60, so we'll just wait and see. If I was to place my trade there. Interesting to see. So unclear. Keep an eye out for it. Looks like it will push to upside. Yeah, that's still valid. So we'll see if it's pushing further. I wanted to reach the top of this box at least, minimum. USD CAD. USD CAD. We looked at a retracement eventually, a retracement to the lower part of the grid there, but it seems that it's going. This is from last week. How did it go? Up or down like you predicted? See, that was a question from last week. Is it going to go up or down? So it went down like I predicted. I just looked at it and I had a feeling. But what would happen now because of the consolidation here? It's possible this is going to come back up to retest before it's pushing down. But the thing that's really crucial to me is that weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, 4 hour is bullish. So what the fuck is it doing retracing? It's obviously looking for a better price, and we are at everything high. So it would make sense to wait for it to actually give us a retracement back to the AOI. So if we're looking at 4 hourly, it's already doing that, retesting, and had this beautiful consolidation right through. Anyway, do nothing, just wait and see. AUD CAD, AUD USD. Monthly bullish, weekly bearish, bullish, bearish. So going to weekly quickly. So weekly quickly is clearly bearish. Bearish is going down. We had rejection at this point here and retesting from above. So if this one changes blue, it would probably do a push, but it is a big push to change weekly to bullish. So it's gonna have to be a retracement in order to actually place a trade. But kind of, I feel that it's going to go up. It's going to make it to the top. So it'll be interesting to see how big is this. What the fuck? Jeez. Alright, we'll just wait and see. This one here I can leisurely get rid of. We'll just base it on this. Expecting a push to the upside first, correct. So we'll see what that does. I should make this right. Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Weekly is bullish, daily is bearish, 4 hours bearish, and monthly is bearish. So let's have a nosy all the way from the top. Where are we? This is monthly. So monthly is clearly bearish. Bangy bangy. It had his retracement and now it's going back to the downside. Okay, look, we're looking for sales at the moment. Weekly. Weekly is also rejecting. Fuck. This is actually weekly, sorry. Weekly is bullish. It is bullish. So we should be looking for, based on weekly, we should be looking for a sell, but daily and 4 hourly saying otherwise, saying Ricky, we're going down. And based on what I see here, it is rejecting that area of interest. So going to daily, it's coming down, breaking below, retesting, 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 retesting at the EMA. It is possible. It is possible, guys. Possible to see it push to the downside from this area of interest. Let's see. Move it to possible entry. GBP AUD. Weekly bullish, daily bullish. That's a good thing. I like that. So that means we're going to the upside. I'm going to my asshole. Yeah, possible. It's possible. It kind of looks like it is. But we are same place with this other price. So it's important to understand if this is going to have a push or not. Looking at daily, consolidating at the top of weekly. So this is pretty cool. I'd say we are pending an explosion to the upside. But then you have this doji and then this engulfing. So this indicates a change of direction, but maybe it's at the wrong place. Just gonna wait for this to go up. Bang, bang. That's it. So looking at this one, direction of weekly is bullish 100%, so going up. But it is rejecting the area of interest, which is annoying. It's the same height with this. So possibly reversing, but bullish. We're looking for buys. Daily is also confirming further that we are consolidating and possibly reversing, going to the downside, which it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see what the market does. And GBP USD, and last one, we are looking at weekly. So weekly is bearish. Now we have finished the retracement and we're going down. Hopefully we're going down. Daily is already retracing down. This area of interest can actually flip, can go back up and above. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plenty of touches. So this is great. So now we are rejecting this, and it will be interesting to see what it's gonna do. I wouldn't even guess. We just need to wait and see. And yeah, that's the last of it. And I'm really tired. My brain is like almost shutting down. So just be mindful of that. It's not easy, guys. It's not fucking easy. I feel that I need to stop everything, take a month off, and just focus on trading. Everyday trading, do nothing but just trading, and rest, like sleep. Because when you're tired, it's like your brain just doesn't think clearly. But anyway, look, I hope this is coming in handy to you at all. At some point, I'm using the income. I'm using the weekly income to kind of highlight where I started making money, so you guys can skip all of the boring stuff, but it is still there, and it's important to have a look and see how I'm struggling to stay up while learning, because if you can bypass that, or if you're going through it and you see someone else doing it, it's gonna really help you. If somebody was doing this, I would love to watch him. I would watch him every day. And yeah, so that's us for this week. That's our opportunities. We'll just keep an eye, and fingers crossed we entering something this week. But meanwhile, I'm gonna try and make time to start watching more videos, probably Alex's videos about recognizing the trade and doing a proper market analysis, and hopefully we can start being successful. But for now, thank you very much. Have a lovely week for you, and stay safe, and make sure you take some trades. I'm stopping it now. Peace.